In 2025, the world finds itself plunged into unprecedented turmoil. Governments falter under the weight of financial crises. Conflicts erupt across continents. And the scars of past pandemics remain etched deep within humanity. Amidst this chaos, a glimmer of hope emerges, a guiding light to navigate these seemingly endless challenges. And then, the name Padre Pio resurfaces, a saint of the 20th century. Known not only for his miraculous deeds but also for his profound prophecies that continue to resonate with relevance today. Among his most striking prophecies is one enigmatic statement: two mothers will rise during times of crisis. This prophecy is not merely a vague symbol but carries layers of meaning, sparking intrigue and interpretation across generations. Could this be a warning about the difficult choices humanity must make in 2025? Or is it a call to rediscover faith and hope amidst despair? Whatever the answer, Padre Pio's words offer a sense of mystery and inspiration that compels us to delve deeper, searching for clarity in a world on the brink. If this story captivates you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Let's dive into the next part and uncover the meaning behind Padre Pio's prophecy. Padre Pio, born Francesco Forgione in 1887 in the small Italian village of Pietrelcina, became one of the most revered figures of the 20th century. From his early years, it was clear that Padre Pio was no ordinary man. He was deeply spiritual, often engaging in prolonged prayer and displaying a mystical connection to the divine. His extraordinary life as a Capuchin friar was marked by miraculous occurrences, including the stigmata, wounds resembling those of Christ's crucifixion, which he bore for over 50 years. These wounds became a source of immense fascination and controversy, attracting millions of pilgrims seeking healing, guidance, and a glimpse of the divine through his presence. Padre Pio lived through some of the most turbulent times in modern history. He witnessed the devastation of World War I, the rise of fascism in Italy, the horrors of World War II, and the Cold War tensions that followed. Throughout these periods of turmoil, Padre Pio remained a beacon of hope and faith for countless people. His prophecies and spiritual insights often carried a profound sense of forewarning, urging humanity to return to God, repent for its sins, and prepare for future challenges. One of Padre Pio's most significant contributions to society was the establishment of the Casa Sollievo della Sofferenza, House for the Relief of Suffering, a state-of-the-art hospital and research center in San Giovanni Rotondo. This institution not only provided physical healing but also spiritual solace, embodying Padre Pio's belief in the unity of body and soul. The hospital stands as a testament to his enduring legacy of compassion and service to humanity. Padre Pio's prophecies and their enduring impact. Among the many reasons Padre Pio continues to captivate believers and skeptics alike are his prophecies. His visions of the future often contained vivid imagery and warnings of global calamities. He spoke of wars, natural disasters, and moral decay, but also of redemption and the triumph of good over evil. These messages, often shared with close confidants or written in letters, have sparked both fear and hope. One prophecy in particular stands out: two mothers will rise during times of crisis. While the exact meaning of this statement remains unclear, scholars and theologians have debated its implications for decades. Some interpret the two mothers as symbolic representations, perhaps of nations, ideologies, or even spiritual forces battling for humanity's soul. Others suggest it refers to figures or movements that will guide the world through trials, offering a maternal sense of protection, guidance, and nurturing. To understand this prophecy, it is essential to consider the historical context in which Padre Pio lived and the events that shaped his worldview. The early 20th century was a time of immense social and political upheaval. The Industrial Revolution had transformed economies and societies. But it also widened the gap between the rich and the poor, leading to widespread inequality. The two world wars further shattered any illusions of progress, revealing humanity's capacity for destruction and moral decline. Amid these challenges, Padre Pio's words served as a call to action. He urged humanity to return to faith, repent for its sins, and seek reconciliation with God. His prophecies often emphasized the importance of prayer, humility, and a steadfast commitment to virtue in the face of adversity. The rise of two mothers in modern times. As we fast forward to the present, Padre Pio's prophecy of the two mothers seems eerily relevant. The world in 2025 faces crises on multiple fronts: environmental degradation, political instability, social fragmentation, and the lingering effects of past pandemics. In this context, the idea of two mothers rising takes on new meaning. Some interpret the two mothers as a metaphor for opposing forces. One mother could represent the nurturing, protective side of humanity, a collective effort to heal the planet, restore social harmony, and build a more compassionate world. The other mother might symbolize humanity's darker impulses, selfishness, greed, and the relentless pursuit of power at the expense of others. These interpretations suggest that humanity is at a crossroads, forced to choose between two paths, each represented by a maternal figure guiding us toward vastly different futures. Others see the two mothers as literal figures, leaders, visionaries, or movements emerging to guide humanity through its trials. These mothers could embody qualities of compassion, wisdom, and resilience, inspiring others to overcome adversity and work toward a common good. In a world desperate for leadership and unity, the rise of such figures would be a powerful testament to the enduring relevance of Padre Pio's prophecy. Padre Pio's legacy in the 21st century. Beyond his prophecies, Padre Pio's life and teachings continue to inspire millions around the world. His unwavering faith, humility, and dedication to serving others offer a model of spirituality that transcends religious boundaries. In a time when many feel lost, disconnected, or overwhelmed by the challenges of modern life, Padre Pio's example reminds us of the power of faith, prayer, and selfless service. The prophecy of the two mothers is just one example of how Padre Pio's words resonate with contemporary issues, whether interpreted symbolically or literally. This enigmatic statement challenges us to reflect on our values, choices, and responsibilities as individuals and as a global community. It invites us to consider what kind of world we want to create and what role we can play in shaping that future. In the next part, we'll delve deeper into the symbolism behind Padre Pio's prophecy and explore how it might apply to the challenges we face today. Padre Pio's prophecy about the two mothers remains one of the most cryptic and compelling aspects of his spiritual legacy. What did he mean by this statement? Why did he use the metaphor of motherhood to convey this vision? To unpack its significance, we must explore the symbolism of motherhood, the duality suggested by the prophecy, and the ways in which this message could resonate with our contemporary world. Motherhood is universally associated with nurturing, protection, and creation. It embodies the essence of life itself. As mothers are the bearers of the next generation, the caretakers of the vulnerable, and the guiding force for their children's moral and emotional development. In spiritual terms, motherhood is often linked to divine compassion, unconditional love, and the hope for renewal. Padre Pio's invocation of two mothers therefore carries profound meaning, suggesting dual aspects of this nurturing role, one uplifting and sustaining, the other potentially distorted or misdirected. The duality of the two mothers. The mention of two mothers immediately implies a contrast. Throughout spiritual and mythological traditions, duality has been a common theme. In Christianity, this is represented by good versus evil, light versus darkness, and redemption versus sin. Many interpreters believe that Padre Pio's prophecy reflects this duality, one mother as a symbol of positive transformation and healing, and the other as a warning of humanity's descent into moral and societal decay. The first mother, nurturer and healer. This mother can be seen as the embodiment of humanity's better instincts. She represents unity, compassion, and the collective will to restore balance to a fractured world. In modern terms, this could symbolize movements that prioritize global cooperation, environmental stewardship, and the promotion of equality and justice. For example, the growing awareness of climate change and its devastating impacts has spurred a maternal response from communities worldwide. Organizations and leaders advocating for renewable energy, reforestation, and sustainability embody the nurturing spirit of this first mother, working to protect the earth, a home that sustains all life. Similarly, the global push for mental health awareness, social equity, and humanitarian aid reflects a collective desire to care for and uplift those in need. The second mother, distorted and divisive. In contrast, the second mother may symbolize forces that seek to dominate, exploit, or fracture humanity. She represents the darker side of human nature, greed, apathy, and the tendency to prioritize self-interest over the greater good. In the context of modern-day challenges, this mother could be interpreted as the unchecked pursuit of power, the spread of disinformation, or the growing polarization and fragmentation within societies. Examples of this second mother's influence can be seen in rising authoritarianism, the exploitation of natural resources without regard for future generations, and the commodification of human relationships in the digital age. These trends threaten to unravel the social fabric and undermine the moral foundations upon which communities are built. The prophecy in the context of global crises. Padre Pio's prophecy feels particularly relevant in today's world, where humanity faces crises on multiple fronts. From climate change and economic inequality to political instability and technological disruption. We are at a crossroads that requires both critical reflection and decisive action. The two mothers could represent the choices available to us, to nurture and protect what we hold dear or to neglect and destroy it through inaction or selfishness. Environmental crisis. The earth itself is often referred to as a mother, Mother Nature, Gaia, or Pachamama in various cultures. Padre Pio's prophecy could be interpreted as a warning about the way humanity interacts with the natural world. The first mother may represent efforts to heal the planet through sustainable practices, conservation, and green technologies. The second mother, on the other hand, could symbolize the destructive forces of industrial pollution, deforestation, and the unchecked exploitation of resources. Social and political divides. In the realm of society and politics, the two mothers could represent the forces of unity versus division. The first mother might signify movements that seek to bridge divides, foster dialogue, and promote social harmony. The second mother, conversely, could reflect the rise of populist rhetoric, misinformation campaigns, and ideologies that thrive on fear and division. Padre Pio's prophecy thus serves as a reminder of the need to prioritize empathy and understanding over hatred and suspicion. Technological advancements and ethical dilemmas. Technology, while a powerful tool for progress, also raises ethical questions that align with the duality of the two mothers. The first mother might represent the responsible use of technology to improve healthcare, education, and connectivity. The second mother, however, could symbolize the darker aspects of technological innovation, such as surveillance, loss of privacy, and the dehumanization of relationships in a digital age. Padre Pio's prophecy invites us to consider how we wield the tools of progress and whether we do so with the intent to uplift or to control. Lessons from the prophecy. At its core, Padre Pio's message is one of hope and accountability. The prophecy of the two mothers is not a fatalistic prediction of doom but a call to action. It challenges us to examine our choices, individually and collectively, and to align ourselves with the values of love, compassion, and service. The importance of prayer and faith. Padre Pio often emphasized the power of prayer as a means of connecting with God and seeking guidance in times of uncertainty. The prophecy reminds us of the spiritual dimension of our challenges and the need to draw strength from faith. A call to unity. The duality of the two mothers highlights the importance of working together to overcome divisions and build a better future. Whether through environmental activism, social justice movements, or personal acts of kindness, we are called to embody the nurturing spirit of the first mother. Accountability for our actions. Finally, the prophecy serves as a reminder that our actions have consequences. The choices we make today will shape the world for future generations. And we must take responsibility for the legacy we leave behind. Conclusion. Padre Pio's prophecy about the two mothers is as mysterious as it is profound. It challenges us to reflect on the dual forces shaping our world and to choose a path that aligns with our highest ideals. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, the message of this prophecy remains a guiding light, urging us to embrace compassion, unity, and a sense of shared purpose. In the face of uncertainty, Padre Pio's words continue to inspire hope and remind us of the power of faith to transform our lives and our world. The life of Padre Pio is interwoven with countless stories of faith, miracles, and divine encounters that have inspired millions worldwide. These stories serve as living testimony to the extraordinary spiritual power he wielded and the unwavering faith that guided him throughout his life. They offer glimpses of the profound impact he had on those who sought his help, from physical healings to spiritual conversions, and underscore the depth of his connection to God. In this section, we delve into some of the most compelling stories of faith associated with Padre Pio, illustrating his role as a spiritual guide and healer. Miracles of healing. One of the most enduring aspects of Padre Pio's legacy is the numerous accounts of miraculous healings attributed to his intercession. People suffering from terminal illnesses, chronic conditions, and debilitating pain would flock to him, often leaving with stories of inexplicable recoveries that defied medical understanding. The healing of Gemma di Giorgi. Among the many miraculous healings, the story of Gemma di Giorgi stands out as one of the most well-documented. Born blind in 1939 due to a congenital defect, Gemma's parents were devastated by her condition and sought Padre Pio's intercession. They brought her to San Giovanni Rotondo, where Padre Pio was known to hear confessions and celebrate Mass. During their meeting, Padre Pio placed his hands on Gemma's eyes and prayed for her healing. What followed was nothing short of a miracle, despite the absence of pupils in her eyes. Gemma regained her sight. Medical professionals were baffled by the case, as her anatomy should not have allowed her to see. To this day, Gemma's story continues to be a powerful testament to the divine grace that flowed through Padre Pio. A soldier's recovery. Another notable account involves a young soldier who was critically injured during World War II. Doctors had given up hope for his survival, but his family turned to Padre Pio in desperation. They wrote to him, asking for his prayers. And miraculously, the soldier began to recover against all odds. When he eventually met Padre Pio after the war, the saintly friar greeted him with a knowing smile, saying, "It was not your time yet." Spiritual healings and conversions. Padre Pio's miracles were not limited to physical healings, he was also a profound instrument of spiritual transformation. His deep understanding of human suffering, combined with his ability to read souls, brought many people back to their faith or strengthened their spiritual journeys. The conversion of an atheist. One remarkable story tells of a man who had been a staunch atheist for most of his life. Skeptical of religion and disdainful of the church. He visited San Giovanni Rotondo out of curiosity, not expecting to experience anything meaningful. However, during his encounter with Padre Pio, the friar addressed specific details of his life that he had never shared with anyone. Overwhelmed by this display of divine knowledge, the man broke down in tears and experienced a profound conversion. He later described the encounter as life-changing, saying that Padre Pio had not only rekindled his faith but also inspired him to dedicate his life to serving others. Reuniting a family. Padre Pio's spiritual gifts also extended to reconciling broken relationships. A young man estranged from his family for years visited Padre Pio seeking guidance. The friar, with his gentle yet firm demeanor, encouraged him to return home and seek forgiveness. Following Padre Pio's advice, the man reconciled with his parents, and their family bonds were restored. This story, like many others, highlights Padre Pio's ability to heal emotional wounds and bring peace to troubled hearts. Bilocation and divine presence. Another fascinating aspect of Padre Pio's life is the phenomenon of bilocation, the ability to be in two places simultaneously. Numerous witnesses have reported seeing Padre Pio appear in distant locations while he remained physically present in San Giovanni Rotondo. These accounts often coincide with moments of great need or danger, further cementing his reputation as a divine intercessor. The pilot's vision. During World War II, a group of Allied pilots was tasked with bombing a strategic location near San Giovanni Rotondo. As they approached their target, the lead pilot reported seeing a monk in midair, raising his hand as if to stop them. Startled by the apparition, the pilots aborted the mission. Later, upon visiting the town, the same pilot was shocked to recognize Padre Pio as the monk he had seen in the sky. This event became a legendary tale among the locals, who credited Padre Pio with protecting their town from destruction. A distant appearance. Another account involves a woman in a small village who was gravely ill and unable to travel to see Padre Pio. One night, she claimed that he appeared at her bedside, prayed over her, and assured her that she would recover. The next morning, her condition had improved dramatically, and she eventually made a full recovery. When she later visited San Giovanni Rotondo to thank Padre Pio, he simply smiled and said, "You are most welcome." The power of the stigmata. Padre Pio's stigmata, visible wounds resembling those of Christ during his crucifixion, were another source of both fascination and faith. For over 50 years, Padre Pio bore these wounds on his hands, feet, and side, enduring immense physical pain while continuing his ministry. The stigmata not only served as a powerful symbol of his devotion to Christ but also drew thousands of pilgrims to witness this extraordinary phenomenon. Skeptics and believers alike were awed by the fact that the wounds never became infected and emitted a fragrant scent. Described as the odor of sanctity. The stigmata's impact on believers. Many who saw Padre Pio's stigmata reported experiencing a deep renewal of their faith. The wounds reminded them of Christ's sacrifice and inspired them to lead more prayerful, Virtuous lives. For some, simply being in Padre Pio's presence was enough to awaken a sense of awe and reverence. Scientific investigations. Over the years, various medical experts examined Padre Pio's stigmata, attempting to understand their nature. Despite rigorous scrutiny, no natural explanation was found, leaving many to conclude that the wounds were a divine gift. Padre Pio himself saw them as a burden to be borne in humility, often praying for their removal so as not to attract undue attention. The legacy of Padre Pio's faith. These stories of faith are more than just historical anecdotes, they are enduring reminders of the power of prayer, the importance of compassion, and the strength of unwavering trust in God. Padre Pio's life and miracles continue to inspire people around the world, encouraging them to seek a deeper connection with their faith and to believe in the possibility of divine intervention. Through his intercessions, Padre Pio demonstrated that faith is not a static concept but a living, dynamic force capable of transforming lives. His legacy is a call to embrace this faith with open hearts and to share its light with others, just as he did throughout his remarkable life. Reflecting on the life and legacy of Padre Pio, it becomes evident that he was more than just a religious figure, he was a beacon of hope, an embodiment of faith, and a testament to the enduring power of God's grace. His story continues to resonate with millions across the globe, not only for the miracles and supernatural phenomena associated with him but also for the profound spiritual truths that his life exemplified. In this concluding section, we delve into the personal insights that emerge from his life and the timeless lessons he leaves behind for all of humanity. The essence of humility. One of the most striking characteristics of Padre Pio was his profound humility. Despite the widespread attention he received for his stigmata, miracles, and other divine gifts, Padre Pio always sought to deflect praise and glory away from himself, directing it instead toward God. He referred to himself as a poor friar who prays, and often expressed discomfort with the adulation he received. This humility serves as a powerful lesson for modern believers in a world increasingly dominated by self-promotion and the pursuit of recognition. Padre Pio's life reminds us that true greatness lies not in seeking personal glory but in serving others with a selfless heart. His ability to remain grounded amidst extraordinary circumstances underscores the importance of humility as a cornerstone of spiritual life. The power of perseverance. Padre Pio's life was far from easy. He endured intense physical pain from his stigmata, relentless spiritual attacks from the devil, and even skepticism and persecution from within the Church. At one point, he was banned from publicly celebrating Mass or hearing confessions, a devastating blow for someone whose entire life was devoted to ministry. Yet, despite these trials, Padre Pio never wavered in his faith or commitment to his vocation. He accepted suffering as a way to unite himself more closely with Christ, offering it as a sacrifice for the salvation of souls. This perseverance in the face of adversity serves as an inspiring example for anyone facing challenges in their own lives. Padre Pio teaches us that even in our darkest moments, faith and trust in God can sustain us and lead us to triumph. The role of prayer in everyday life. Central to Padre Pio's life was his unwavering dedication to prayer. He often referred to prayer as the oxygen of the soul and encouraged everyone to make it an integral part of their daily lives. His own prayer life was intense and deeply personal, marked by hours spent in contemplation, the recitation of the Rosary, and the celebration of the Mass. Padre Pio's example challenges us to examine our own relationship with prayer. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, it's easy to neglect this vital spiritual practice. Yet, as Padre Pio demonstrated, prayer is not merely a ritual, it is a lifeline that connects us to God, provides us with strength, and opens the door to divine grace. Faith as a transformative force. One of the most profound insights from Padre Pio's life is the transformative power of faith. His ability to heal the sick, convert the skeptical, and inspire the downtrodden was not rooted in his own abilities but in his unshakable trust in God. He saw himself as merely an instrument through which God worked. And it was this humility and faith that allowed him to touch so many lives. For modern believers, this serves as a reminder that faith is not passive, it is active and dynamic. It has the power to change lives, heal wounds, and bring light to even the darkest of circumstances. Padre Pio's life invites us to embrace our faith with the same fervor and conviction, trusting that God can work through us in ways we may never fully understand. The enduring relevance of Padre Pio. Although Padre Pio passed away in 1968, his influence remains as strong as ever. His canonization in 2002 by Pope John Paul II was a testament to the universal appeal of his life and message. Today, millions of pilgrims visit San Giovanni Rotondo each year, drawn by the legacy of this humble friar who continues to inspire devotion, healing, and faith. What makes Padre Pio's story so enduring is its universality. His struggles, though extraordinary in nature, mirror the challenges faced by all of us: pain, doubt, misunderstanding, and the desire for deeper meaning. His life demonstrates that these struggles are not obstacles but opportunities for growth, sanctification, and a closer relationship with God. Lessons for modern times. In a world often characterized by division, materialism, and spiritual apathy, Padre Pio's life offers a countercultural message of love, sacrifice, and devotion. His example calls us to live with greater compassion, to seek God in all aspects of our lives, and to embrace the beauty of a life centered on faith. Compassion for others. Padre Pio's deep empathy for the suffering of others challenges us to be more compassionate in our own lives. Whether it's through acts of kindness, listening to those in pain, or simply being present for someone in need, we are called to be instruments of God's love, just as he was. Prioritizing the spiritual. In an age where material success is often seen as the ultimate goal, Padre Pio's life reminds us of the importance of prioritizing the spiritual. His example encourages us to focus not on accumulating wealth or status but on cultivating virtues, building relationships, and seeking God's will in our lives. Living a life of service. At the heart of Padre Pio's ministry was a profound commitment to serving others. Whether through the confessional, the Massachusetts, or his prayers, he dedicated his life to the well-being of others. This selflessness is a powerful reminder that true fulfillment comes not from serving ourselves but from serving others. A personal reflection. As we reflect on Padre Pio's life, it's impossible not to be moved by the depth of his faith and the breadth of his impact. He was a man who lived fully for God, transforming the lives of those around him in ways both seen and unseen. His story challenges us to look inward, to examine our own faith journeys, and to consider how we might follow his example in our own lives. Padre Pio's legacy is not just about miracles or extraordinary phenomena, it is about the simple yet profound truth that a life rooted in faith, humility, and love can change the world. Whether we seek healing, guidance, or inspiration, his life offers a roadmap for living a life of purpose and grace. Final thoughts. In the end, Padre Pio's story is not just his own, it is ours as well. It is the story of what it means to be human, to struggle and to hope, to suffer and to triumph, to seek and to find. It is a story that invites us to step into the mystery of faith, to trust in God's plan, and to believe in the possibility of miracles, both great and small. May his life inspire us to live with greater faith, deeper love, and unshakable trust in the God who works through all things for the good of those who love him. And may we, like Padre Pio, strive to be instruments of peace, healing, and hope in a world that so desperately needs it.